Hi Stampers, this is Lynn Starzl, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to be working with this bundle, the Party Piggy stamp set and dies, and then we're going to use the painted stripes, and these are all online exclusives, and we're going to be making this card. This pig is so adorable. So let's get started by doing the stripes first. Actually, I'll give you the measurements here. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 for your card base, and I used Pretty in Pink. And then we have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of black for a layer, and then the front striped layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And your insert is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so we're going to do this first. And we're going to ink our painted stripes up with the Pretty in Pink. And then we're going to lay your basic white on top, and then I cover it up and just press all the way around. This works best for me. You could also brayer the ink on. This is just one way that I do it. Okay, and then the stamp is made to have this look, the lighter and dark shades. Let me get this out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and put that on our black. I get my pieces adhered and I don't get them mixed up. And for that same reason, I'm going to stamp the inside. And that will say, "Happy birthday to you." And we'll do that in Memento Black. And then we'll set that to the side so that it can dry. Close my ink pads up so we don't have any accidents. Okay, now for the pig. I stamped and I colored with the blends of the Pretty in Pink. I did the lighter for the outline and then the darker for the spots. And then I did black for the hooves. And then for the banner hat or the party hat, I did Pretty in Pink and Melon Mambo. Okay, so I'm going to show you how these dies come. They come in this small package, so you can just keep it right inside your stamp set. This is a set of 5 dies, and so when you die cut this one, there's also the circle die if you're doing a shaker card, which we're doing. So then you'd run that through and die cut it, which I have done. And then we have the small circle shaker domes, and 12 of them come in a package. And this shaker card is so easy. Okay, and I've done it different ways, but I use an embossing buddy, and I just go around the inside, hoping that it takes away some of the static for the filler. And then we're going to fill with the loose shaker elements. And I've already had class, so I'm getting low on that. So maybe I'll just do it this way. Ooh, this is just such a fun card. Okay, now this works the best for me to take off this adhesive ring here, to use the take a pick tool and get it started here without doing a mess, I hope. And then I use the 2-inch circle punch. And then we're just going to place that on top of it. Woohoo! So pretty, so pretty. Okay, now we're going to put the body of the pig over his belly. And this has adhesive on both sides. So anyway, then we just slide that over. And this is just so easy. There we go. And then we've got the shaker part done. Okay, we're going to adhere this to the card front. I have made lots of cards with this pig. I'll show you some of them, because I've mailed some off already. And then we'll add our insert here too, before I forget. Got some of the shaker stuff around here. Okay, and now I have, let's see, a 3/4 by 2 1/4 strip of white, and I'm going to stamp "What's Shakin' Bacon" with the black memento. Anybody who knows me knows I love bacon. And I love photopolymer because I can see right where I'm stamping. And then I add this to my card first so I can place everything. And let's see. So I had some dimensionals. Okay, and then I add the body, and you can do some adhesive this way. It's a little bit hard, see, not as easy. And then, or you can add glue, which we're just going to do a little bit, because you don't want any squeezing out. Then I press on the inside to get it nice and good. And then this one I pop up. I love my dimensionals too. And your blends will bleed through, and that's normal. So don't color with your blends on top of the rest of your project. Okay, and we're just gonna add him there. And then I colored with the Melon Mambo and then the light Pretty in Pink. And I did have one already cut, but of course now I can't find it. I will be right back. Okay, I try to have some of my stuff done before I start my videoing because I like short videos. So we're going to add a mini glue dot to the pom-pom, and then I use an open space like this, kind of like the silicone mat, so I don't get adhesive where I don't want it. And of course I ran out of Stampin' Still. Be right back. And then we'll just add that on the bottom, and then your adhesive goes on here. And let's see, how should we put that on here? Forgot to take the backing off. And then for my embellishments, on some cards I've used the neutral dots, but on this one I've been using the adhesive back dapple dots, which are still current. I just checked. They're an online exclusive also. And let's see, we'll put that one there. Okay, this card is done. Isn't that so cute? Okay, here's one that I did in the grays, smoky slate and basic gray and black. And here's a graduation one I did. I used the flags, and this is our school colors. I made my hat by, I cut a 3/4 inch wide strip, and then I just angle cut it to make my graduation hat. Okay, I will have the supply list and measurements on my blog post after the video uploads. Happy stamping!